Flying Dragon Castle is located on the top of Helen Mountain. The castle is made of stone blocks and is spectacular. This city gate alone is more than 6 jong high, towering into the sky, steep and straight. To the east of the castle is 1,000 cliffs, under which is the rolling yellow river, and behind the castle can only see layers of white mist. Castle, white fog, blue sky, green hills, cliffs, 10,000 step white stone trail. It is both divine and solemn, and the aura of solemnity is faintly overflowing, and from a distance there is the momentum of the leaders. It is no wonder that everyone calls Flying Dragon Castle the first fortress in the world, and it is well deserved. At the foot of Helen Mountain, the forest is forested, with the original flavor, and it is also lined with the Flying Dragon Castle. The sun is blue, the cool breeze blows lightly, the trees shake with the wind, and there is a sound, which makes people feel very comfortable. On this day, the little evil has arrived at the foot of Helen Mountain. He is like a blue shirt and boots, his hair is tied obliquely, and his smiling face is welcome, as bright as a jade tree in the wind. He walked here leisurely, looked at the top of the mountain, and exclaimed, "Wow, Jia! This Flying Dragon Castle is really a bit famous, full of words. My old man came to find out what you are doing this time. By the way, take care of that stinky woman's head, hee hee. I don't know if it's the fierceness or Guido this way." I asked about the Flying Dragon Castle full of fame, which made me uneasy, whether it was good or bad, and let me think about how to praise this good castle. He thought about it and said, "There is a set of in the Alpine Castle. Dogs poop up and down, hee hee. He can't spit out ivory from his dog's mouth, and he wants to smell like a dog in everything, and people say, dogs don't. It's a bad description, that is good." Xiaoxie is quoting this famous sentence. He doesn't care if the words are elegant or not, anyway, he can't talk about his heart. There is a checkpoint on the road leading to the mountain, and the Flying Dragon Fort is sent to guard here. As soon as Xiaoxie stepped forward, someone came over to interrogate him. The man asked, "Little Watch, what are you here for?" Little Evil said, "I'm here to find the daughter of your Flying Dragon Castle master." He's very straightforward and clear. The man, "Do you know our young lady? It's not about acquaintance, it's only about one side. Do you have a post? I'll send it for you." The Little Evil said, "What is a post?" He really didn't understand. The man said, "Don't you know the post that is? You are going to visit someone's house, and the other party doesn't know you very well, or the other party is a big person, then you have to write a post, write your name and name in it, and give it to the other party's housekeeper or servant to send it to the person you want to visit, and wait until the other party agrees to see you. You can go in." Understand? He despised Yang Xiaoxie a little. "Oh, I see." The Little Evil sighed, "Grandma Blackskin, it's really difficult to see people." He looked at the guard and said, "Is it time to write in a hurry?" The man said, "I think you'll come back tomorrow, maybe we can't even see it, and I want to see my young lady, Xiao Biao, don't dream." As soon as Xiaoxie heard it, he knew that this person intended to embarrass himself, and he didn't come to kiss anyway. What were he afraid of? Seeing how heavy he was, he shouted and took revenge. "Xiao Biao, who are you? Why do you call me Xiao Biao? You yourself are Xiao Biao, and my old man wants to see your young lady." "No, no, no. He shook his hand. I want to see your stinky woman, you dare not let me in, don't give you a little color to see, you still think I'm afraid of your flying dragon castle. Those guards who watched the gate saw that someone dared to run to the largest castle in the world to spread wilderness, and they were stunned at first, and then someone reprimanded. Boy, you are so impatient that you dare to come here to find a chirp. Before he finished speaking, he slapped the little evil on the head. The little evil shouted, Yo, want to fight? I don't have any hobbies in my life, I just like to fight, come. I'll play a few tricks with you. Push the window and look at the moon, greeted it. The man brought his palm forward and took the little evil waist directly, and kicked the little evil with his right foot, and the little evil didn't even change his moves, and suddenly turned over and jumped to the back of the man's back, and the palm of his hand hit the back of the man's head. Wow! The man couldn't help but fall into a Xiaoxie felt tasteless. What kind of kung fu are you? I haven't even breathed yet, you can't do it, it's a disappointment. The remaining 7 or 8 guards also surrounded them. Xiaoxie stood still and said straightforwardly, one can't do it, you can't come to 8 either, it doesn't matter if it doesn't work in the papier-mâché ingot pot. Someone said angrily, let's go up together, so that this blood will be soaked here. The 8 immediately drew their swords and rushed forward. Xiaoxie flashed and shouted, obediently, play really, you want me to Chen Flying Dragon Castle, I want you to. It's not going to make you feel better anyway. In a flash of his right hand, one of the guards had fallen to the ground, and he didn't even have time to scream. Everyone was shocked, and they didn't care about attacking again, so they hurriedly retreated and took a defensive position. One of the guards immediately released a flare. Bang! Red light flashed into the air, and it was visible for 10 miles. Xiao Bei smiled, shook a flying knife in his hand on his chest a few times, and said with a smile, hello. Don't you want me to show the flying dragon castle? I really want to, but I don't want this flying knife to leave it. I haven't practiced flying knives for a long time, how about you put on a pose to play with me? Before the words were finished, the flying knives suddenly flashed away, only the sound of clanging was endless, and the 8 long swords had fallen to the ground, and the 8 guards were each with a flying knife in their hands and were stunned there. Don't dare to catch your breath. Xiaoxie smiled and said, Ben Tong Eats, the little overlord, is here to find me today, to tell you, your stinky girl's tail was cut off by me. I want to avenge that arrow today. There is nothing to do with you here, give me a flash. As soon as the right hand was raised, everyone immediately flashed to the sides in panic. Xiaoxie clapped his hands, held his head high, held his chest high, and walked towards the flying dragon castle with 8 steps. He has put life and death aside. As long as you find an industry that can make you beautiful, Xiaoxie will never give up a rare opportunity, even if he is now in the Longtan Tiger's den. His current industry is Li Wei Yaogan's bald head. Poor Wei Yaogan has provoked this life-threatening Tai Sui and doesn't know it, but I'm afraid that even her father will not be able to finish eating and walking around. The little evil is eager for revenge, so what kind of flying dragon castle is he? A complete outlaw, he has done this business. Before we were halfway there, several men in strong suits had already swept down from the mountain. The little evil didn't bother to go any further, stopping and waiting for them. This son is. May I ask your surname? I am Lin Bai, the housekeeper of this fort. He bowed his hand and saluted to see if he wanted to use soldiers. Xiaoxie shouted, "Hello housekeeper, my name is Yang Xiaoxie, and I came up the mountain to find him." Lin Bai was stunned. He didn't expect a small watch to be so bold, he must have relied on it. He said, "May I ask where did we offend Yang Gongzi in the spirit of decency? Lin Bai can't hurt people by exporting." Xiaoxie shouted, "It happened to your young lady, she shot me with a sleeve arrow, and trampled my friend Xiao Tian to death. I came to settle accounts with her." Lin Bai said secretly when he heard it, "It's over, presumably this benevolent brother is the one who cut off the black dragon, and now there is a play to sing." He said, "Did you cut off the tail of my young lady's horse?" The little evil said, "Yes, if it hadn't been running fast at the time, I would have wanted to ignore her bald head." Lin Bai couldn't cry or laugh. Miss was clamoring for revenge, and this benevolent brother was not afraid of death. Of course, his arm was bent inward, and besides, his life belonged to someone else. Lin Bai thought for a while, "Young Master Yang, then you follow me to the castle, and I will ask Miss to give you justice." Little Evil thought, "This old man is quite polite, there must be fraud." He replied, "All right. I was going to Flying Dragon Castle. Look, with you leading the way, it also saves a lot of trouble."